Oh, happy day! I'm Oberon, this is Dota Underlords, and I'ma play a game and talk about some... Ooh, Venomancer. No. Talk about some Pathfinder. What's everyone else in? Oh, I didn't watch the creep round. I'm a bad streamer. To get right down to it, sometimes you don't just need a dungeon to run for your friends. Sometimes you have to answer the hard questions like, why this dungeon? Why this town? Or just need ways of keeping your story together with a wide and sprawling group. So today I'm going to break down 3 tactics that you as a DM can use to prevent yourself from getting completely sidetracked. Well, sure. I don't like it. So, this being the height of the new good stuff meta, I'm probably going to try and save up as much as I can till till I've got income and then start pushing levels till I hit about level 8 and then fill it out. Chainmail or riches? Riches. Let's get some more options. It's still only round 2, that's not terrible. Tactic 1 I'm only going to cover lightly because I've hit it a lot before on stream with Neptune and in general. It's my favorite tactic for gaming and one of the design philosophies at the center of most of the games I run. Your players can't derail a game that's designed without rails. Alright, go team! Instead, the longer they focus on something, the more important it is. Haste. Attack speed helps attack damage late. In early rounds, you don't lose enough health to care. My elusives, is a Luna better than a Tusk? That's the real question. And I think it is because I've got a bat. And I've got gloves, so... So yes. Yes, a Luna is better than a Tusk. Let their attention drive the world. All you need to do is design a handful of interesting potential antagonists that would operate independent of the character's actions. Get a small list of names together and answer these questions about each of them. What makes me powerful? It could be they're supremely magical. It could be they have a lot of influence. Good draw. I'm okay with this. I mean, I don't get streaked, but who cares? It put a smile on my face. It could be that they have incredible knowledge. It doesn't have to be just from class and level, and it should be different for everyone, and you want a fair list of these. Am I a Morphling kind of dude? Now I can get that Tusk back. Am I a Warlock kind of dude? I'd rather it was anyone that wasn't Warlock. Any Warlock that's not Warlock.
Our forces stand ready.
So bad. Didn't make that interest point, but I don't know that I give a shit because nobody... Oh, Evil Morty's got that interest point. 2-star Tiny, that hurts a little. About to hurt a lot more. Yep, that sucks. That sucks. What is my impossible desire? Emphasis on impossible. These should be people that are movers and shakers that have designs on the world. Not saying that they all come to fruition, and no one should ever be perfect in predicting what's going to happen. In fact, you'll see later on that they kind of start to flummox each other. Yeah, that's a much better. How do I plan on attaining my desire? They need to have a plan. It needs to be clear, it needs to be thorough, but it should be able to be easily represented in 1 or 2 sentences from you at the start. You can develop this plan in more detail as the games go on, but you need something for each of them. And then the last question is, what is stopping me? For what is stopping me, I'd recommend lacing in some of your other potential antagonists' strong points to create a give and take feel for the chicken, my plague ward. Wouldn't eat that chicken. Yeah, I'm gonna get just dunked on for a few rounds here, I feel. Maybe if I can get a couple more knights, like if I can pop in an Abaddon or get a 2-star here, that'd be great. Oh shit, I forgot reroll. You don't necessarily need character sheets for your antagonists, because once again we're doing this kind of independent of level, although assume that they are higher level than the players, and assume that the players are kind of beneath their notice. It'll lead to a more robust sandbox when you're finished building it. That's just gonna go in. Go forward, my walrus, and punch. Oh wow, someone's already DC'd. Yeah, I'm gonna have a hard game here. Could use a Lycan, like, right now. None of that is a Lycan. Morphling, but I'm not an Assassins in any way, shape, or form here. So long as these answers are clear and some of the conflict is implied between them all, what you're doing is setting up a power balance that each of the players' actions and choices will gently disrupt. As the game goes on, it will be disrupted more and more, allowing some of them to gain advantage over the others. I'm not talking about the players in this case, I'm talking about your potential antagonists. Might be okay. Wow. Yeah, buddy. Nothing but 1 stars left? Sounds good. That dot was gonna get there anyway. They're looking for every chance to screw the others over because they're all getting in each other's ways. Wow, everyone's throwing out the peppers today. I mean, they're gonna keep giving to me. I'm gonna keep taking it. If you've achieved perfect balance, then a level 1 character can be the fly in the ointment that causes a level 20 character to get killed by someone else if it comes down to it. I wouldn't recommend escalating that high, but you'll have a good starting point here. Probably shouldn't have done that just for the entrance, but... Oh, that's interesting. That's a choice Evil Morty has made. Bye. Yeah! I need to swap this guy out. Not in bats, that's for sure. 750 versus 700. Alright, go Walrus team. I knew this was a creep around the whole time. That's why I have the Walrus meme team out, right? Yeah. Definitely. In the end, your low-level characters will have a believable impact on much higher-level characters because of the circumstances they're in. Got him! Without ever actually having to face one of them directly, and getting a gradual understanding of how terrible some of your antagonists are. So, oh, target buddy! Target buddy! Can I take it and the Force Staff? Nah. I wish. And don't push them. Whatever they're looking at, whatever implies a strong link to a specific antagonist, that's the one they've kind of picked. Allow them to pick their transgression. Beautiful. This is a board if I've ever seen one. Really protecting that witch doctor. Probably should have looked at everyone's placement, but I didn't. Wow. That sucks. Then again, he had 2 stars, so I don't know what I expected. Definitely should have looked at the board before placing. By that, I mean, whatever interests your characters enough to take up significant table time, find a way to tenuously at first tie it to your antagonists. Pick the most obvious connection that you can, not from their ability to see it, but from your ability as the DM knowing these possible antagonists. Like, oh yeah, it's obviously that guy. They don't know anything about that guy, but me knowing that guy, yeah, he's the one that has the flowers. He's definitely the one that's gonna, like, poison the entire town because he's an evil apothecary or whatever. Oh wow, I guessed right. That's funny. As they're not necessarily opposed to the party, you can toy with the players a bit. Or my shit gets ravaged by a team of 4 4-stars. Wow, I didn't know my shit could get pushed in that much. Damn. My face hurts from getting wrecked. It's alright, it's only health. Health doesn't matter at the beginning of the game. As they're not necessarily opposed to the party, you can toy with the players a bit. Have some of them show up every once in a while. Let them catch snippets of others' plans. Dangle some intrigue and politics in front of the players' faces until they make a choice and get embroiled in the conflict and see what an awful mess it really is. Literally run small side things that are side effects of these antagonists' main plans in towns and villages and wherever the players go. Just... you missed. Like we said, the apothecary is gonna poison the water source. So what? There's a town with a lake that all the plants are dying around. There you go. Nope. Nope. Why is that town with a lake here? Well, it's the town that they were gonna stop at, and it had a lake. They picked the town. You just found the significant feature that makes the town important and went, okay, that's tied to someone somewhere and somehow. Will it lead directly to them? No, probably not. Sounds fun. Human synergy. Oh, human synergy. I'll pick that guy up once the round starts, because that's hot. But a few levels down the road, when they're in the big city, maybe they start getting suspicious when they see similar rings of dead plants around the outside of certain shops. There we go. Not even a problem. It's a nice way to tie back old quests into future things. But alright. Slark, that's a problem. Once again, you're not making these, you're not pre-building all of these and setting them up on the route. You're seeing where they go and finding the things that tie together. People are ranking up to 6. Nice. What's important for the beats of the adventure is that the antagonists are going to be acting on their plans, not directly against the players. Alright, this is just a creep round, so I'm probably going to get wrecked, honestly. Maybe not. Hey there! Alright, we're good. I am uncontested except for my witch doctor. That's funny. Oh, I did lose. Oh well. Hey, summoning stone. I'll take that at a loss every time. Whenever you have a big, impactful moment, look back at their plans and figure out how each of them will exploit the change in the world before the next time you run. Kind of just know what they're doing and know what their motivations are. The other thing you've got to be careful about is make sure they're not all knowing. They can't know everything that you as the DM know, so when you start going, oh, they're going to adjust their plans, you have to ask yourself, what information do they have? It's a skill, it's not a very hard one, but it's one you got to practice a little. Yeah, this full Warlock build ain't doing anything for anyone. Mostly because this guy's a terrible unit. Like, awful. Yeah, so much hot. If you can make your antagonists seem charming, just, or intriguing on the surface, it makes the reveal of their awful nature all the better, and the players will likely side with one or some of them. So usually you can get some powerful, trusted yet untrustworthy NPCs out of the deal to drive further action. Because at that point, they kind of start to railroad themselves because they care. They care when they find out that this asshole that they've been helping out this whole time and helped kill all the other antagonists is actually a grimy asshole that's using them. They care when they find out one of the other antagonists is gonna destroy the world, and hell, maybe even the rest of the antagonists care and bind together to stop them. Yep. I really need a level 2 Viper. I really should not have leveled yet. What's my, You get that lovely flavor of gray rather than Pathfinder and D&D's stark morality from characters like this. Sure. We're up for level 3, Tusk. Yeah, we're in the business of a level 3 Lycan too, if I can get it. Don't really care about Alchemist though. If you really want to get saucy with it, you can toss some fate mechanics on top of those 4 questions and just give your antagonists a +2 when they're dealing with anything that has something to do with those questions. This might hurt. That Scrappy is pretty freaking strong. Didn't tick out. 48 health. Alright. And that did a lot of damage too. That's a lot of buns. That's alright. You don't have to, it's not really necessary, but if you do, you should mention that they're getting a circumstance bonus for their nature. Really gonna push to see if I can get, like, any of the level 2 I'm looking for. Cheap units, but they're just not coming. Good. That's a level 2 I can live with. So that players can start to try and figure out the nature of the people that they're dealing with. It's a bit challenging to start a game off with characters that don't know or have any reason to trust each other in a game built like that. The top 2 guys are a bunch of jerks. So you'll need to compensate for that in the character creation. That brings me to tactic number 2. Make your players establish a history together before gameplay, or give them all a common acquaintance that they should respect to set them on their path. This works for track-ambiguous games like the above, but it also is perfect for much more structured stories. It's a starting point. Oh no, it's not worth it. I did not put them on the right side. I have officially goofed, and this is how my entire party dies. Oh my goodness, Witch Doctor, you saved me! Good job. Good job, buddy. Big time contract? Oh, fuck that. Oh, but they're all so bad. Ah, Brooch. The Mentor is a bit old hat, like older than Gandalf for sure, and the forced connections can feel really janky if it's tacked onto characters that were already mostly rolled up, so you have to present this expectation at the beginning of character creation when you're talking concepts before dice hit the table. If your players are down for it, they'll usually immediately jump into, oh, well, I can be your brother, or oh, well, we could be friends from the mines. Haha. This is garbage right here. This thing doesn't do anything. Look, no one is standing in it. It's literally doing nothing for him. Get some stuns out so that dot can just do its magic. Bye. Or we went to the Ivory Wars together. If they don't jump into that, clear it with the group first, because if they're not interested in being connected in that way, you may have to adjust your tactics. Either way, do this before the dice hit the table. Make them write down their connections to each other, or their personal connection to the mentor figure, and use it in the game mechanics. Better. Or better. Oh, I was dumb. I can take the 1 gold hit. That's cute. Fear my army of wolves. That's some nice 3 stars you got there. Be a shame if something were to murder them. A number of systems like 7th Sea, L5R, Dresden Files, and Fate Accelerated utilize things like this, and they are super effective in maintaining story structure. Wow, a lot of people are holding on for income. QWERTY's just spending down. Don't know what he's up to. A simple +2 is enough, much like what you did with the villains. Add it to the roll for anything that makes sense to apply it to when they're playing into that shared background. And that should be enough to keep everything together and on track. Allow them to use it for scrying, or when praying to their gods for guidance, or to color anything else that seems fuzzy or a little ambiguous in the rules. And use those moments to steer the narrative back in the direction you're looking for. These hooks are useful for maintaining wide and long beats of a campaign storyline. Oh, that's one Lycan not getting his shit off. That's not great. A lot of wizards and warlocks. That sucked. That was bad positioning on my part.
Hot, hot, hot.
That's what that should be. Also needed to start Dragon Knight ASAP. Not necessarily momentary sidetracks. Once they finish the story as you had prepared, feel free to retire those hooks and replace them with new ones. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba, I'm loving it. Except when they give me nothing. I never said they gave me nothing. As a side note, if you have a mentor character to guide the story beats, it'll feel railroady if they stay with the party the whole time. You have a lot of options to tuck that character away once the party is on the path that won't disrupt how well they've guided. You can make them a mentor in the fridge and kill them off early to properly motivate your players. Bye. Or not. No, yes, definitely bye. Oh no, there was a bounty hunter. Didn't even see him, that little prick. That's alright, Evil Morty's out. I'm shooting for third. Right now I'm there, so... Tide Hunter. Just Chucky. Ah, there we go. They could be an incredibly busy adult with important things to do, so they have to pop off once they know the party is safely on the way. They could be bound to this task, or land, or lord, and unable to go along, which is why they have to send the party, but can send a few NPCs to assist. In that case, let the players do the driving, don't let the NPCs do the driving, but let the NPCs advise. Innovate every hit. I mean, they technically can because they have like a 75% evasive chance. Oh, not anymore. That Doom turns off your passives. Doom is a good unit to have. There are a lot of spellcasters in this game right now. It could be that the party keeps having your mentors in another castle moments as they attempt a daring rescue of them. Time to spread. God, he sounds amazing. There's even a popular mentor heal turn, where the players find out the mentor was the real villain all along, always vanishing in the middle of combat to make sure the rest of his plans were going well outside of the party's prying eyes and keen ears. There's options. Pick any or every one that you like. Tactic 3 is more a game style choice. Most games go minute to minute, skipping time only when everyone agrees to it in a kind of aimless meander. Lycan, I love him. Okay, that didn't work. I'm not a proud man, I can admit when I'm wrong. That's never. Okay, that's a choice. I got doomed, I didn't even see. You don't have to run yours like that, though. If you're hyper-structured in your gameplay and have a strong idea for a story, run your game like an episode of a television series. Don't show anything unnecessary, and make your players make the case for why something should happen on camera. Have scenes and beats of scenes scripted and ready to go for each meeting, and aggressively cut anything that doesn't fall within them unless the players have a good reason to want to play it out and can give you a direction for the scene to go on. Or you can find a way to use what they want to play to transition to your next scene. Go nuts! That was a lot of leveling. Damn. Yeah, I'm gonna spend down. And use things like abridged rules for montage sequences for series of roles that need to happen but usually would have a long time in between, or to take care of a sequence of independent actions away from the party as a whole. Smash cut in the middle of a bar brawl to the dank cells of the local sheriff where they're spending the rest of the night, or the harsh light of day and the hangover as soon as you know how that scene is going to play out. You'll use the line, "It's reasonable that in the time that passed your characters could have," and "I see where this is going," a lot. And you'll end up allowing some things through to character sheets and actions that maybe wouldn't exist if you forced them to do all of the hard rolling and interacting to get those things. But it's worth it. Really need my level 3 Lycan. There he is. A tasty level 1 star. You go with it. Oh, Tombstone, that's a problem. If you're abridging a fight because they're gonna win, stop rolling the dice and have them describe in full narrative glory how it ends. So long as it's brief, then move immediately on to the next scene. If they wanted to do something at the end of the scene, your best friend is that can happen off camera, or you can assume that happened, if it doesn't need to be played out. If it does need to be played out, give them the camera for a little bit longer. A lot of times your players will have good points and good things to add to the scenes that you've planned. In fact, you could say you don't have a scene without your players. So when they want to actively input into your scene, give them a chance. As long as it's within the structure. What you're doing here is cutting the confusion of what do we do next in favor of a story that's not just on rails, it's also in a tunnel. I mean, I got lucky, but it's a good kind of luck. Yeah, we're fine. Venomancer still has the most damage. That's funny. I have a feeling I'm going to be eliminating Nursor. Because of the narrative style and focus, it won't feel as bad as railroading the PCs does. Or not, because that puck is doing an incredible amount of damage. That puck is doing a ridiculous amount of damage. And the game is guaranteed to move faster, but it's a style that not everyone prefers. So let your players know up front this is a style and how you'll be running. Not loving that. Also, play up the familiarity with TV. Give your campaigns a name. Give your episodes episode titles. At the end of a session, when an episode is wrapped, tease them with a little next time blurb, like summaries on IMDb. Pick out an opening theme and play it right after setup before the start of the game. Or do a cold open and run a suspenseful scene, then cut it off for the opening theme. Somehow I'm still in 4 Savage, and I don't know how I feel about that. It's because of Summoning Stone. Play Roundabout with 3 minutes left in the game and nail that to be continued moment. Oh my goodness, these guys. Look at how much health regen they have. There we go. Made some Garbo choices, but he's a pain. Maelstrom? Dagon. Maelstrom. It's a Maelstrom. There's a lot you could do here that's really fun and unique to the structure, but be sure to prepare. You need to know the significant challenges in each of your scenes and have enough resources pre-generated to be able to ad-lib as if nothing went sideways because of how focused this style is. Tide is tempting, but there are people in Tide, right? Yeah, there's a bunch of people in Tide. You can't have a scene where they're just sitting around going, well, what's this? Because then you will get sidetracked. Kukabo didn't even finish off Witch Doctor. Well, your Tide got doomed, so you're pretty much out, dude. Hate to break it to you, but that's a lot of damage coming right for your face. What am I gonna sub in when I get my 3rd Lone Druid? Do I go Enchantress here? Do I go Tree? No, I don't go either. Keep rolling. There we go. It's totally in. That was a snap pick. It's a good thing I added him too, because this guy could be a problem. Well, everything came off, so there's that. I am dead. I am fucking dead. Oh, never mind. He has 1 character left. I am still alive, because he did almost no damage to me. By almost no damage, I mean, you know, like, over 1/3 of my health. over a third of my remaining health. Almost no damage. Really need some crowd control, really. And it is crowd control. In the end, you can mix and match all of these tactics as you see fit. Making the thing characters are fixated on more important just because they won't leave it alone is even more effective if you're running a cinematically paced campaign, because there's so much focus that eating up that much camera time really has to be significant. There's a Ravage and a boat on just the bear. That is one scary bear. It's a refresher Ravage. You never even got it off. Rip. Press F to pay respects. Oh boy, I don't know if I can pull this out. Strong backstories and guidance work as well in a sandbox filled with antagonists as they work in a TV show. Yeah, I know I shouldn't have clicked that with nothing to buy, but actually that's not terrible. I should have... Well, I guess it doesn't matter. Their shore's gonna hurt. Why did he wait that long? Like, he was just sitting around on their front line with full mana not casting his only spell. Good job, Lycan. You're terrible. You could toss your players into the world, push them down a path, drop them into a tunnel, or force them to cross the pit of despair. Turn the wheel to the left and move on to the throne room of the Liar King. Sit on the right throne to pass through the wall into the shrine of the Silver Monkey. Assemble the statue and escape through the door. Run down the steps and back to the temple gate. The choices are yours and yours alone.
The wind howled at the washboard, sleeping underneath the moon. Our plan was hatched in a briar patch where lovers shook and swoon. Their lips stained with violet, their tongues tied into knots. To the loamy beds, their secrets, baby, we